All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are still on the teacher licensure exams. We are solving the October 2025. We are mostly done with the July one. So those of you who are still asking me solutions to the July paper, please kindly visit my YouTube channel. That is Mazwis TV, and you are going to get all the solutions there. And I'm also holding online classes for those who are yet to sit for the November paper. So if you're interested, kindly contact me so that I can add you. My name is Evans. I'm still your mathematics facilitator. This is Mazwis TV. Kindly visit my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and share. So this one, let's quickly look at some of these questions as we solve some of them. Today we are looking at question 9, question 10, and question 11. We shall be taking them one after the other. All right. So let's quickly look at our first question. Okay, so in this question says the bar graph shows the mean score of students from 5 classes on a pre-test and post-test conducted by a researcher. Use the bar graph to answer questions 9 and 10. Yeah, so if you look at this graph, now let's go to the question and see what questions are being asked here. Okay, yes, so for question 9, we are saying that which class gained exactly 10 marks in performance between the pre-test and the post-test. Let's go back to the graph. So if you look at this graph, let's look at the values here. So the first graph, which is what class A, that is the pre-test and the post-test. If you look at the values there, you realize that if you try to find a difference, there's no way you are going to get what exactly 10. Let's look at class B. Yeah, so you see that the pre-test is on the bar, the mark, which is what 50, and the post-test is also on 60. So once we have 50 and 60, then it becomes easy for us to find the difference. If that's the case, then we can say that in class B, the pre-test mark is what 50, while the post-test mark is 60. So the difference what gives exactly 10. If that's the case, then what will be our answer? Very simple. All right. So we get what? The C as our answer. So it means that it is the class B that will give us exactly what? 10 marks in the performance between the pre-test and the post-test. Let's look at the question 10. So for question 10, we are saying that comparing the mean scores, which class made the highest gain in performance between the pre-test and the post-test. Let's get back to the graph again. Okay, now we all know that one way or the other, we are able to write our project. And when we talk of pre-test and post-test, we know that when you want to carry on a project work, first of all, you need to conduct what? A pre-test. You administer a pre-test, and after the pre-test, their performance will tell you the kind of intervention to employ. After employing the intervention, you have to administer what? A post-test to see whether your intervention was effective or not. Yes. So if you want to know where exactly they perform better, okay, if you look at this graph, you realize that if you compare each of the classes, the pre-test and post-test, the difference, okay, if you look at class A, you realize that the score they got in the pre-test and the score or the mark they obtained in the post-test, you see that the difference will not be all that wide. But let's look at class D. You realize that in the pre-test, the students scored above 30, but in the post-test, they scored above 50, getting to 60. So you see that their performance in the class D is rather higher. If that's the case, then we can conclude that that one is rather the class that made the highest gain. All right, yes, because if you compare the pre-test, the marks, okay, for the pre-test and the post, you realize that that one there was what a significant higher performance in the post-test than the pre-test. Okay, then we can conclude that our answer is what this. So we choose the A as our answer. All right. let's look at the question 11. Okay, so for question 11, we are saying that the table shows the number of babies born during the first 6 months in the year 2024 in a hospital. What is the probability of choosing at random a baby born before the fourth month of the year? Yeah, so these are the first 6 months. So if we are saying that we should find the probability, you know that probability to find the probability is just what um event over what sample space. You just have to find the total number of babies. Okay, yes, so we know that for each month we have the number of babies born in each month. So all that we do is just find the total number of babies by just adding this number of babies together, and we are going to get what 55, and that is the total number of babies born all together in the 6 month. Okay, yes, if that's the case, then we need to identify the fourth month, and we all know that if we are starting from January, then our fourth month becomes what? April. Okay, so if we know that April is the fourth month, then we have to find the probability that the baby chosen at random was born before the fourth month. So it means that those babies were born in January, February, and March. So we add their marks also what together. Okay, or we ask we add all of them. Okay, and that also gives us what 33. Okay, yes, so since we know that probability is giving us what event over sample space, where our event is the number of babies born before the fourth month, and the sample space becomes the total number of babies, we just find the ratio. Okay, and we are good to go. So it becomes 33 divided by 55, and if we find the simplest form, we are going to get what 3 on 5, and that answers the question. So our option is the D. That is very easy. So these questions, as I said previously, that they are basic questions. Okay, so if that's the case, then let's end here and continue next time. My name is Evans. I'm still your mathematics facilitator. Please, this is Mazwis TV. Kindly follow Mazwis TV on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. So see you next time. Bye bye.